IF Warriors, today we're going to talk about the best intermittent fasting regimen, period. What's going on, IF Warriors? By the time this video drops, I may or may not be already at 4,000 subscribers. So thank you in advance for all of your support. I really appreciate it. I'm so happy that I've gotten to 4,000 subscribers. It is a milestone that I actually, believe it or not, never thought that I would reach. When I initially put my videos out there, they were just, informative videos, and I never thought that I would get this high. So thank you so much, IF Warriors, and these videos are definitely 100% for you. All right, now let's get into the video. Please, before I go ahead and tell you what is the best intermittent fasting regimen, period, please do not mob me with, of course you were gonna pick that one. Of course you were. Duh, you do that regimen. Of course that's the one that you want to be the best. Before you guys go ahead and try to mob me, can I try to defend myself in any way, shape, or form? I can? Okay, thanks. When it comes to intermittent fasting, before I even did intermittent fasting, I asked myself one question, and it was efficiency. Because if you ever, even if you go back to some of my older videos, or not even my older, any video where I'm talking about intermittent fasting, when I'm pinpointing, what intermittent fasting does and what it can do for you, you'll notice that I also pinpoint efficiency. Efficiency to me is very important. Efficiency to me allowed me to get into intermittent fasting to begin with. So I hold the importance of efficiency as high as I hold the importance for intermittent fasting. It doesn't always mean that being able to do it at its most extreme level creates the best efficiency. There's another thing that you must factor in. One thing that has to be factored in is practicality. You have to factor that in. Practicality has to be there. You have a family, you have friends, you have a girlfriend, you may or may not have a girlfriend, you may or may not have a boyfriend. You need to factor in practicality. If you cannot factor that in, then you are already damning yourself to fail in the future. You're already setting a precedent that is going to be difficult for you to follow for the rest of your life, which is the ultimate goal. With that being said, the best intermittent fasting regimen, which is no secret to anyone or any subscriber on my channel or anyone who's watched my videos, is the Warrior Diet. And I modified the Warrior Diet to have the window even smaller than what it was initially intended for. So the initial Warrior Diet, a lot of people may not know because of my videos, and I'd never really dive into it. The initial Warrior Diet is actually only 6 hours. The Lean Gains Diet is 6 hours of eating. The Lean Gains Diet is 8 hours of eating. So I took the 6 hours and I modified it slightly to increase my efficiency. So when I saw, hey, this is the Warrior Diet, I never robotically followed the Warrior Diet. So for example, I don't eat like heavy protein meats and stuff right before going to sleep. I never focused on that aspect of the Warrior Diet. What I focused on for the Warrior Diet was the timing. And then I took that timing and then shrunk it to 4 hours of eating and then 20 hours of fasting. 4 hours of eating creates the best possible efficiency, the best possible amount of fasting time with a practical eating time. I can do this forever. I can do this for 90% of the year. Of course, if there's a moment where I want to go out and eat with my fiance or with my family, or they're cooking for me, or they come and visit, then I'll go ahead and eat. 85 to 90% of the year, I can pull this off with no problem. It's not about being hungry. It's just about being practical. Would you be too busy to be able to eat during this time if you only did an hour? You know what I mean? That's why 4 hours to me is enough time for you to burn as much body fat as you possibly can. Do it at the efficiency that you can do it in. Also, have enough time to get in a meal or two without any added pressure. Some people do 1 hour a day. That's not called the warrior diet at all. That's called nothing. That has no name. I would say it's the warrior diet modified to 1 hour. So the people that eat 1 hour a day, so they fast for 23 hours and they eat 1 hour, and that's their rule, not the exception. That's their rule. Because I've done 36 hours, I've done 40 hours, I've done 23 hours, I've done 26 hours and without eating and then eating. If that's their rule, how sustainable is that going to be? Like, what happens if they get caught with something? What happens if they get caught in traffic? What happens if you know, like, they get home and they thought there was food, there wasn't, now they got to go out and buy it? Like, how much are elements, outside elements, are going to prevent them from consistently every single day ensuring that they eat within that 1 hour period? It isn't impossible. It's not impossible. But why create that level of resistance? Why not give yourself some time to be able to eat the meals that you need to eat and intake the calories that you need to intake without creating a rush system where you have to rush to make sure that these things get done? Now, there are certain things you can do. You can prepare your meal in the morning to go ahead and eat and do all that stuff, but you're adding extra layers of work to something that doesn't have to have that much resistance to it. So because of that, and because of the amount of hours you're fasting, plus the practicality. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this line chart right here, right? Up here is practicality. Down here is fasting efficiency. The longer you fast, the more efficient you are. The less you fast, the less efficient you are. But the thing that you want is you want efficiency and practicality to meet right in the middle, creating the equilibrium that you need for a fasting regimen that will allow you to do this for the rest of your life. Thank you, IF Warriors. That's all I have for you for today. If you need any other questions to any other videos that I've had in the past, I have one here and I have one here. And of course, please subscribe. I would gladly appreciate it. Have a good one. Thank you for the 4,000 subscribers. I love you guys. Peace, and I'll see you next week. So stay tuned for the next week's video, because next week's video, I'm going to highlight what is the best intermittent fasting protocol regardless of efficiency. This video was about what's the best intermittent fasting protocol to do, period. Putting in all factors of life, which is very important. And the next video is going to be what's the best intermittent fasting protocol no matter what. See you guys.